What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and this is day 5 of the 28 days of the Legend of Zelda drawings. And last episode, I drew the Horrock, which is the little childlike forest creature. And in that drawing, I drew the Horrock playing with a fairy, right? And I said that, well, my next video is going to be about, drawing the fairy. So I want to do like a little foreshadowing with my drawings. And as you can see, here we are, right? Now, if you look closely, I took the scene from my last video and I added it to this drawing. So if you look here, you can see the same Horrock I did from the last video, playing with the fairy that's here, and the fairy has 3 other friends. Alright, so now this is about the fairies. For those who don't know, Legend of Zelda, one of the most famous characters, I should say, in the game is a small little glowing fairy, right? Small little glowing fairy that is kind of like a one-up, like a extra man for Link on his quest. So whenever Link grabs one of the fairies, it gives him an extra life, right? Extra heart, extra life. And they come from the Fairy Queen. Okay? They come from the Fairy Queen. So they can be found all over the forest and stuff. I think we go to what's it called? Kakariko Village. That's when you mainly can find them. They typically come in blue. I know from the old game they came in blue, but I wanted to do a little something different. I wanted to add more color to the fairies. Right? So what I decided to do was add more color, add different colors to the fairies. Kind of like each fairy has their own personality, and you can tell that through their colors. So you have the typical blue one that's right here. Right? It'll be like a yellow one and like a green one. Now, if you look closely at this drawing, you will see another character that is on the game. And if anybody can guess it, it is right here. Right? This is Hestu. Hestu is a member of the Horrock, I guess, race. I guess you want to call it that, right? and Hestu is he's the one that sends Link on the quest to find these little Horrocks, because they took his Horrock seeds that he uses in his maracas. And it's the magical maracas that when he shakes his maracas, it helps you add more weapons or shield or something like that. He adds to your inventory. Right? So that's what he does. But it's not about him, not yet. But he is a foreshadow to the next video. But it's all about right now we're sticking to the fairies. Like I said, the fairies are pretty cool. The fairies, even though you can't even, they don't really have a body per se. it's like they have their own personality, right? They have their own personality, but by the way they fly around and the way they act and interact with Link. I'm just adding little wings and stuff to it. Alright. And like, if you remember from the last scene that I drew, they were under the great Deku Tree, right? So they're still under there. So I'm taking that same scene and I'm expanding it for more characters. So first with the Deku Tree, then you saw the Korok under the Deku Tree playing with the fairy. Then you see the other fairies, and then you see Hestu, and they're all under the Deku Tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna color this. I'm gonna leave little holes here for the light that passes through the parted leaves of the trees. All right. I'm gonna color the Hestu. I'm gonna color the Hestu though. The Hestu is yellow, like a yellowish, light orange color. So I got some grass here, so I gotta put the little blades of grass to give it that effect. I'm not concerned about it going outside of the lines, to be honest with you. I gotta do the shadow. See, when you're doing like a series and using some of the same characters in the same places, you want to keep in mind, where you had the characters and what they were doing, so you can have a bit of a continuity. So when people see it, they can actually follow each scene to the next scene and each character to the next scene and how they all interact. So it can tell a story. You say, oh, okay, I see this character and this character sitting right here, and oh, this character is going along with this character, and they're all connected. If I were to like do a recap of the different scenes, you could see where one scene goes into the next scene and into the next scene, and there's continuity there. There's a continuation, and the story continues on, and it's easy to follow because you see the same characters in the same poses doing the same things from the last scene. All right. Yes, that did. I'm gonna add the grass here. And add the grass here with the other characters. And since I'm doing it from an aerial view, things look smaller when you're looking from the ground. So right now they're under like I said, they're under the shadow of the leaves of the canopy. Actually, that's what it's called. Under the canopy of the great Deku Tree. So if you see these little small little moves I'm doing right here, this is just representation of grass, a couple of long pieces of grass to give the scene a little more depth. As if you're actually if it's you looking down at them. Alright, so now I'm going to color in the leaves of Hestu. Alright. That's a good one. Alright. And since he is standing right under a spot where the leaves of the canopy of the trees are parted, you see a little space here and space here. That's going to be where I will put a light green there to let the sunlight hit the grass, so you see the difference in color. And put it here too, because this is the limit of the shadow. Then I'm gonna put there, and the little leaf on his face, like all the other. The Hestu is a part of the Horrock race, so they're related. They're family. It's just, I guess, at a different age, different stage of the Horrock's life, they look like this. And gotta color his maracas, his famous maracas. Ring around here. And mix it with some yellow. I'm almost done. Almost done. Some yellow. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of pink to make it kind of like a golden. They have that same little pattern. Alright. That's that right there. And let's see. A little pattern here. Okay, you see that? Oh. There we go. There we go. Little pattern right there. And that is basically it. Let me sign here. What's this? 2, 5. I want to thank you all for watching this video. Hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will catch you all later. Peace.